I'm going to call Grant Robertson.
Thank you very much, Mr Chair. It's a pleasure to take a call on the Holidays Full Recognition of Waitangi Day and Anzac Day Amendment Bill committee stages. The member who has just resumed his seat has delusions of grandeur. I think he might think he's Simon Crean or something like that. I'm not sure there is a comparison for Mr Bennett in either the Australian Labor Party caucus or indeed any other caucus whatsoever. He's a unique contributor to our House. Mr Chair, I wanted to pick up just one of the points that was made by Mr Bennett around when this bill is going to actually make a practical difference. And it's quite confusing listening to National Party members on this bill. It's either a bill that will destroy the fabric of our society as we know it, or it's a bill that's going to have no impact whatsoever, and why are we all bothering? And both arguments are being run at the moment by the National Party. In fact, I think David Bennett may have even run both arguments during that speech, actually, possibly even in the same sentence. So I think we just need to clarify a few matters for the National Party on that point. And it is true that the next time that this bill will have an effect is 2015. So that gives us plenty of time to get ourselves prepared for that to occur. And the Labor Party in government in 2015, assisted by others perhaps in the House, will celebrate the fact that when we come to 2015, this bill will come into force. So then will also have an effect in 2016 and then in 2021 after that. So Mr Bennett can rest easy in his bed in Hamilton, knowing that this bill will have effect in those periods. Mr Chair, the couple of points I just wanted to raise in this call are firstly a specific point, which is around the issue that has been raised from time to time about cost of this and cost of this legislation to businesses. And the reason I want to raise it is early on in this debate, the Prime Minister got himself very exercised and excited about the potential cost of this bill to businesses. And in the end, the figures that he was using sort of fell apart on him and were largely discredited. But I know that the government is particularly attracted to the numbers that they get provided by David Farrar. The numbers that David Farrar provides to the National Party are things that they take seriously. So I think we should note that he's done the calculation, Mr Chair, and they do pay for those numbers, that's right. But the calculations he's done on this bill is that this would add 0.12% to the wage bill of a company. This passing of the bill, 0.12%. Not a massive task. And it's interesting to note, actually, that the National Party's polls to David Farrar actually supports this bill, along with, I suspect, a large number of other National Party MPs. And that is the really sad thing today, that this House will, I hope, at the end of this committee stage, pass this bill through, and we'll go then to the third reading. And that will happen because a coalition of parties in this House have come together around a sensible idea. Around an idea that isn't actually a motley crew, says Louise Upston, channeling her 1980s hair metal fandom. But you know, we won't go into a history of hair metal, Mr Stryper, or the Speaker, the Chair made us. Well, I wouldn't want to offend the Chair in that regard either. But what we do know is that the coalition of parties, other than the National Party and the ACT Party in this House, are supporting this bill because it is a sensible bill. It's a bill that says we recognise the importance of Waitangi Day and Anzac Day to New Zealanders. We say that it deserves full recognition. And Mr Okenvold's concerned about that, but when we look at Australia, the evidence is that attendance at Anzac Day ceremonies in Australia has increased when this law has been in place in the states that have it in Australia. And that is because it provides people with a focus around the period where it is a weekend where they can ensure that they have their time off. The other point to note is, of course, that Anzac Day is in fact a holiday during the week. And people don't suddenly disavow themselves of commemorating people because it's a holiday during the week. All this bill does is say, and if it falls on a weekend, New Zealanders will get the holidays that they deserve in the Holidays Act. It's by no means in any way an assault on Anzac Day. It is in fact a way of ensuring that New Zealanders can fully commemorate two very important days and have time with their families. It is, Mr Chair, an excellent bill.
Mr Chair. Mr Chair.
I'm going to call Chris Ockenbold.